Yo man, welcome back to Palmer TV. Gang, gang, gang. Alright man, before we get into this video, I just want to say thank y'all for clicking on this video and let's get into what we're going to talk about today. So, as you can see, the title of this video is Mastering the Spirit of Fear. Well, before we can talk about that, I just want to tell y'all topics that are going to come up down in the video to let you know what to expect in this video. So the first one is, what is fear? What is failure? How to master fear? How to master failure? When should you give up? Why should you give up? How to overcome the possibility of failure? Where to find help on mastering failure? So before we jump into this video, man, make sure you drop a like down below. Make sure you subscribe to Power TV. Gang, gang, gang. We going up, man. We never going down. Keep on striving forward. Keep on moving. Keep on working. You never go backwards. You always go forward, because that's the way to go. Alright, man. Let's get into this video.
Fuck your kill this beat, bitch. Whoop it, bitch, I'm outside of some movie. Blue cheese, I swear I'm addicted to blue cheese. I gotta stick to this paper like blue sleep. Bitch, I'm by my chicken like it's a two-piece. You can have your bitch back, she a groupie. She just swallow all my kids in a two-seat.
Bandak, no murder, you know, not hide and talk. Roll out for the shack. 15, 16, I sell her. Big thing, she be like 26 that. When you police take away Philippines that. But still I roll with the mini chip black. When the fire pin move, everything skin pat. Walk on the road, now my skinny jeans that.
So, what is fear? Fear is an unpleasant feeling triggered by the perception of danger, real or imagined. So, for example, you fear, and like some females, they fear insects because it gives them a perception of it being dangerous to them, it being something that they fear. They scream when they see it. Even man fear animals. Sometimes animals are like danger. You have a dog barking at a child, see danger. You have a lion running towards a man feel danger. You have a man with a gun, a man feel danger, either real or imagined. Now let's talk about some imagined fears. You have imagined fears are like, you imagine something terrible is gonna happen if you make a certain decisions. No, that's fear, because you imagine it and therefore it will come down the road if you make these types of actions. Now, fear is really something that affects every human being, that affects every living thing. Fear. And fear is very prominent. Now, to get rid of that, as we will talk down furthermore in this video, but you have to understand what is fear to get rid of it. Now, fear can come in many ways, but you have to realize fear, it can be real or it can be imagined, and it's a perception of danger. Now, how do you acknowledge something that makes you afraid and get over it? Well, my simple and stupid example is, if you want to get over fear, well, try something that fears you the most, and you see that it's not actually that bad. For example, if you ever go skydiving, I can't wait to go. I'm gonna go in the future, but I can't wait to go skydiving. Well, people are so afraid. Like, they scream when they do it. Like, have you watched the videos? There's a video right here. People are afraid to go skydiving. But Will Smith said that when you go skydiving, right at the epitome of death, that's where you feel the most sincere, the most love, like the most emotional feeling you ever feel, because you're jumping out of the plane and you're holding on to this guy coming out with you, and then you're like, oh my god, this is so amazing, I can't believe I'm scared of this. Because you imagine, well, if I drop out of a plane, that's instant death, so therefore I'm afraid of it. Well, you will know if you go skydiving that it's actually amazing. Now, with everything you do in life, think of it like that. You fear to do something because you never try it. You imagine that it's going to be a terrible decision. Now, just imagine if you try that one thing you're afraid of and you found out that it's not so bad. Now, when you talk about real fears, you're talking about danger, you're talking about war, you're talking about somebody actually hurting you. To get over that hurt, to get over that pain of physical hurt, well, you have to understand there are ways that you can get rid of physical fear. You can drive that fear away by standing up, putting down your feet, and telling yourself you're not going to take this. This has to stop. Another topic. What is failure? Well, failure is not having success. A simple way to put it, not having success. Failure is when you try something and you fail to win. Well, you gotta realize, failure, in no way, shape, or form, when you fail, you lose. No, you win because you learn something. And when you try that thing that you lost again, you will understand that I've done this before, and therefore I know where I need to work, where I need to improve. Think of it as like a race. You're running a race and you come last. But why did you come last? Ask yourself these 5 things. Why did you come last? How can I come first? Where can I go and practice how to come first? And what can I do to improve my game? And who can help me to accomplish, to win and get over this failure that I'm under? You gotta understand, failure is just a thing that makes you learn. And if you're a teen, you should love to fail because you learn. You learn not to do it better. When you were growing up, riding a bike wasn't so easy. Well, you have to fail off a couple times. You have to have training wheels. Nobody just got up and know how to ride a bike. It doesn't work that way. You have to learn how to fail, and you have to learn how to get up and go back on that bike knowing that you're gonna ride it. You're gonna learn how to ride a bike. And with everything in life, it's just like that. If you try something and you fail, don't say this ain't for me. Well, you get up and you try it and you try it and you try it. You will succeed. You might be the best at it. But if you tell yourself, I fail once and I'm not doing it again, that's where the spirit of fear and the spirit of failure will get you. And you have to get out of that rut. You have to get out of that deception and have to realize that fear and failure is something you have to learn and experience to overcome. How to master fear. I wrote down 4 ways of how to master fear. I'll go over them. You have to try something. That's the first reason. You have to try something to know, is this for me? And why do I fear this? And this is not so bad. The second thing, you have to plan. You can't go in a race thinking you're just gonna run all the 4 laps and win. Oh no. You can't go in a car race thinking I'm just gonna press on the gas, even through the corners, press on the gas and I will win. No. You have to plan. You have to know when to slow down, when to speed up. Fear is not an easy thing to overcome because it's buried deep in your subconscious mind, meaning therefore nothing can take that out besides you. You gotta work really hard to take that out. The third thing, know that you can do something. Know that you can accomplish it before you even try it. Because if you go in a race thinking you're gonna lose, you're gonna lose. It's all about perception. It's all about how do you feel. It's all about the vibrations that are in your body. It will determine your outcome in the physical form. If you go to somewhere thinking, oh, I see this girl that I like, blah, 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 but I fear to go talk to her. No, you can't say that. You have to know that you're going to get her before you even go up and talk to her. Because fear will eat you up. Fear is not an easy thing to overcome. Fear is not an easy thing to keep at bay. Because it's going to always be there buried inside your head. But just like real estate, you have to keep your liabilities low. You have to keep fear very, 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 very low. Fourth thing, fear is the only thing keeping you from success. Fear is the only thing keeping you from success. You have to realize that if you want something and you fear to go get it, how will you accomplish that? Therefore, how will you be successful? However, if you don't do these things, failure will make fear eat you up. You have to realize that fear is the only thing keeping you back from success. You have to go out there and reach for something. You can't let, because fear and family members and people calling you down and bullying you and telling you you're not worthy, you can't do this, prove them wrong. Because you know what? I know that I can accomplish this. I know that I can overcome the spirit of fear that is within me. Fear is in everybody. But what you have to do is you have to realize, I will accomplish this. You have to know that you want it before you even do it. Or else the spirit of fear and the spirit of failure will eat you up. It will tear you apart. How to master failure. I wrote down 6 steps of how to master failure. Drop a comment down below if these steps help you in any way, please. The first one is repetition. You have to have a repetition to overcome failure. You have to try and try and try and try and try again. Even when you win, you still have to keep on trying and trying and proving yourself that you can never beat yourself. If you make yourself a competition, you can never beat yourself. Therefore, you will be the best at whatever you do. You have to do your diligence. Do your due diligence. I can't pronounce that word, but okay. Do your due diligence. You know what I'm saying. Do your research, man. Don't be afraid. Do your research. How are you going to master something if you don't know everything about it? Failure will eat you up if you go in a movie shoot and don't know how to play the part. You have to study for that, man. Just like everything else. Every business, every venture, every little niche, any little thing that you're doing, make sure you know from the bottom to the top. Do your research, man. You have to have a burning desire to win, to overcome failure, to master failure. You have to have a burning desire to win, a burning desire to know that, hey, whatever I do, I know I'm going to win. People will dislike you if everything you do is you're winning. Most people will dislike you, but guess what? You know how to master fear. You know how to master failure. So therefore, they don't. So that's why they hate. You have to understand that whatever you do, you know that you're going to win before you even step in there, because you've done your research, you've done your repetition, and you've tried and tried and tried and tried again, over and over. You failed and you got up, you failed and you got up. Therefore, when you go in that race, therefore, when you go in that classroom, you know that I will pass this test, I will accomplish, because you've done everything there is to master the spirit of failure. And trust me, if you don't do these steps, the spirit of fear and the spirit of failure will eat you up. It will eat you up. This world will eat you up. Those are just two things that will eat you up in this world. There are many more, but those are just the 2 that I want to stick on. These things will eat you up. You have to realize, and you have to realize right now. You have to accomplish these things as a teenager. You have to accomplish these things as a child. Even adults right now haven't accomplished the spirit of fear and the spirit of failure. If you want something, you go get it. The 4th thing is you have to explore. Go out. Try something new, man. Learn how to play the piano. Learn how to play the guitar, man. Try something new that you haven't done before, and you'll be surprised. The thing you thought you couldn't do, now you're doing it, because what? You've done your repetition. You've done your research. And therefore, you become addicted to whatever you're doing. You have a burning desire to win. So explore, try something. And the 5th thing is you need to read. As I said in due diligence, you need to read, man. You need to find out everything you need to know about this stuff. Who do you want to be? What successful people have something that you don't, that you want to have? Read about them. If you're telling me that you hate reading, you haven't read some of the books that I've read. Everything you need are inside of books. Books are history. When you pass and gone, some of you, anybody gonna remember you. But you gotta do your research. And you gotta do your due diligence. And you have to read. told myself I hate reading, but I found some books that I love. You read what you love to do, and then you overcome the fear of reading. The sixth step is write down goals and accomplish them. You can write down simple goals as wake up at this time, do this in the morning, do this in the evening, and do this in the night. Well, there's those 4 goals, and once you've accomplished those 4, you're gonna realize I'm doing something that actually benefits me. I'm working on myself. You have to understand that when you set goals and achieve them, it puts you in a different mindset. Because you're telling yourself that if I can accomplish my goals, what else can I accomplish? And then the thing that you fear, you write down a plan of how to overcome that. The next topic. When should you give up? Well, first of all, that should never be in your instinct. You should never give up. Whatever you're doing, you should never give up. Tell yourself that giving up is not in this mental state, is not in the subconscious mind, is not in my vocabulary of thought and thinking. Giving up should never be your first and last option. A lot of people will tell you to slow down. A lot of people will say, oh, you're doing too much, slow down, just take it slow. You should never take it slow. Right now it's time to speed up, not slow down. I've said this in my last video, and people say, oh, you're doing too much. Hey, listen, you're not doing too much. You're doing too little. Right now you need to speed up, not slow down. Time is running out for some of y'all. I watched this video, and this guy was saying his grandmother was 86, and she was like, any day now I'll be gone. 30 years passed. She's right here. He had a friend, because he was 16 at the time, and his friend said, I have 50 more years to go. And in 5 hours, he had a car crash and died. So time ain't waiting for none of y'all. You gotta get up right now and do what you wanna do. Right now is the time to do that. How to overcome the possibility of failure? Well, you have to realize that many people will tell you, if you do this, this is gonna be the outcome down in the future. As in, if you mess up high school, you will fail in life. If you smoke, you'll become addicted. If you drink, you'll become an alcoholic. Now, how do you not do those things? Those are examples of the possibilities of failure down the road. How? Well, it's common sense. You read books, you watch movies, you watch documentaries, and examples are all around you. If you go outside, you will see somebody on the road. You will see somebody homeless. You will see somebody smoking. You will see somebody. But if you know their story, you would realize that somebody told them not to, but they still do it. We have to understand, how do you overcome these things? You have to be aware of them. You have to be aware of these things that will prevent you from success. You don't have to fear them. You just have to become aware of them and not to do them. Not wanting to do something because it leads to fear. That's a good thing. Not wanting to do something because it leads to failure. That's a good thing too. But you're aware of it. Therefore, you know that if I do this, this is the outcome. Now, you have to acknowledge that you want to win before you even do anything. That you want to succeed. Well, you have some steps and you have some characters and some traits that you have to do if you want to overcome the possibility of failure. You got to get up every day and follow all of these steps that I'm telling you, and you will overcome the spirit of failure. You will overcome the spirit of fear, and you will overcome the possibility of failure. Now, if you just listen to me and it goes through one ear and come out the other, it ain't my fault. I'm passing on the knowledge. I'm passing on the awareness. I mean, I'm young. 5 years down the road, I'm gonna still do the same thing. I'm gonna still get up every day. I'm gonna still write down my goals. I'm gonna still overcome the spirit of failure. But you, on the other hand, if you don't do these things, how will you become who you want to be? This is not only just helping me personally, this has helped so many people, because these ideas, these secrets, I didn't come up with them myself. I read books, I watch documentaries, I watch mentors, I listen to mentors, I listen to motivational speakers, all of these people. And these people are very successful. So if you want to be successful and you want to overcome the spirit of fear, listen to all of these things that I'm telling you, because these things work. You have to realize that when you fail, you learn. And that's the amazing thing about failing. A lot of people mix fear and failure together, and it creates this very toxic environment in your subconscious mind that whenever ideas flow in, they just trickle out with no benefit towards you personally. You have to realize that when you fail, it's a win. And once you start realizing that and adapting that, and you pick out the key details in whatever you do when you fail, you should tell yourself, whenever I fail, I'm learning. I ain't gonna make that mistake again. Sometimes you may make 20 mistakes. You might have 5 bankruptcies. You might start 5 businesses and fail. But guess what? The 6th one is the one that's gonna be successful. That's the one everybody's gonna talk about. So you have to realize that from an early age, and you have to be aware of that. Now, the last and final topic is where to find help on mastering fear and failure. So the first thing is, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I have videos on how to overcome fear and how to overcome failure. This video also, I have videos video 1, video 2, video 3, and so much more. But you have to watch these videos and pay close attention to what you want. The second thing is, you can go online, search up how to overcome fear. There are thousands of videos, even millions of videos. If you look at the search results, you will see so much, because fear is in everybody. And the reason why I made this video so long is because fear is it's a really broad topic, because everybody has fear, and you have to know how to overcome that fear. You can search on YouTube. I mean, you're on YouTube right now. Just search in the search bar, how to overcome fear. My video won't pop up, because not right now, but a couple months down the line, it's gonna pop up. But you have to search and realize that I need to do my due diligence to overcome and be aware of these things, because you might not know that you could overcome fear, overcome failure. Yes, you can. There's nothing the human mind can't do, but you have to become aware, and you have to understand how to do these things. And now I've become aware, and I'm telling you, it's possible. Still, fear is still gonna be there, but it's just gonna be this small rather than this big. You can follow my Instagram, Big Boy Palmer Shop. No, not that one. You can follow my Instagram at I am chevaun or Big Boy Palmer. It's right here. It's right here. And I post motivational videos on those channels. I post videos on how to help people become aware of certain things, how to help people become aware of things that affect their mental and physical state and well-being. So follow them up, and hopefully it helps you. If it does, leave a comment and follow me and shoot me a DM, man, and I'll reply back to you as fast as possible. Now, you can also search on Instagram. There are a lot of pages on Instagram, especially motivational pages. I follow a number of them, but there are a lot of them that are on there that can help you overcome whatever you're going through. If you think you're stuck, trust me, somebody has been in your shoes and are gone. Listen, humans are very interesting people. And if you want to know what I'm talking about, You need to read more. You need to read more. I'm telling you, find ideas and find books that you're interested in. If you love riding bikes, motorcycles, there are books on motorcycles and bikes. If you like doing business, there are books on businesses. If you like working out, there are books on working out. You read what interests you. Ain't nobody forcing you to do anything you don't want to do. If you don't want to read, listen to an audiobook and follow along. These resources are there, man. You just have to use them to your benefit. Ask somebody that is successful. You can go on Instagram instead of watching your friends doing this, doing that, and you're on Instagram every day just scrolling, not doing anything, scrolling like a damn robot, just scrolling. Yeah, you feel me? Follow some people that are really successful. They go on live all the time and they share their ideas. They share things that they've become aware of. And they answer questions. If you go on their live and ask them a question, they'll answer it. Alright, man, thank you for watching this video. That's it for today's video. Please leave a comment down below if you learned something. Please leave a like down below if you learned something. And I'm telling you, man, listen to these steps. Listen to these steps. These are gonna help you. And please leave a comment if it does help you. Alright, man, that's it for today's video. Palmer TV.
Fuck your kill this beat, bitch. Whooped it, bitch, I'm outside of some movie. Blue cheese, I swear I'm addicted to blue cheese. I gotta stick to this paper like blue sleep. Bitch, I'm by my chicken like it's a two-piece. You can have your bitch back, she a groupie. She just swallow all my kids in a two-seat.
Bandak, no murder, you know, nah hide and talk. Roll out for the shack. 15, 16, I sell her. Big thing, she